I get a lot of calls, obviously, throughout the summer about my AC system not working. But one thing I always get is my AC system is working, but it's just not working efficiently. It's not working as it used to. My electricity bill went all the way high, and because of my AC system, but I just don't know what exactly is going on with my AC system. So today I'm gonna show you things that you should be looking for whenever you check out your AC system. And let's roll. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button, like it up, comment, share, do anything to support this channel. I do appreciate it. And let's get to it. Number one thing you guys should check out whenever you're checking out your HVAC system is your airflow. And with the airflow, is the most common thing that everybody knows is your air filter. If your air filter is dirty, it causes multiple problems with your system, gives you wrong readings, causes icing, etc. Obviously, you want to make sure you have a clean filter in there. If you don't have a clean filter, change it out. And you also want to make sure that you get the correct thickness for your air filter. You don't want a super thick air filter blocking up your airflow throughout your vents, especially with it being thick, and then on top of that, debris and the lint that accumulates, it's just no good. It's just gonna cause no freon to be pushing through those vents, no cool air, and it's just a hot time for everybody. The second thing you wanna check is your vents. Make sure all your vents are open. A lot of people think that if you close one, it adds more pressure to another room and it makes it a lot cooler. That's not the case. That actually makes the system not work efficiently as it's supposed to. It's actually a science that goes behind this HVAC stuff. Ductworks. Your ductwork has to be a certain size, certain thickness. It has to ventilate a certain way. It has to spread out a certain way. So closing a vent can cause the same problems as a dirty filter. It can ice it up, give you false readings on your pressures. Basically, you just don't want to do that. So it's smart to go ahead and just leave all the vents open, let it vent out how it's supposed to. Third thing that I want you guys to check out when it comes to airflow is your outside coil or outside condenser. Make sure your outside coil is clean, no debris. Over time, if you leave an HVAC system unattended for years, it just builds up this thick wall of lint all around the coil. So the best way to clean that off, obviously, is outside coil cleaner. Excuse me. Also, get a pressure washer or a hose and just rinse it off. Clean your condenser. And you also want to check your coil, your evaporator coil inside your air handler. So the dirty filter can cause that lint to stick within that coil. So you definitely want to clean that coil. You want to check your inside and outside coil. Make sure those are clean. If not, that can cause the same thing, the same issues, freezing, wrong readings, etc. Again, there's different reasons why it could freeze up. A lot more longer list, like a leak, a fan not running inside or out. It's multiple things, but we're not speaking about that. That's gonna be in another video. But for right now, we're speaking about efficiency, and check those three things for the airflow, and that should be good to go. Another thing that could be an issue is the load calculation. There's an outside temperature that they, whenever they build your house, they check the outside temperature at the peak of the summer and the winter, and also the inside temperature in the peak of summer and the winter. So they use those calculations to give you the right size equipment. So you want to make sure that you got the right tons condenser unit outside. You want to make sure it's the right size for whether it's a house, building, whatever it is. Everybody makes mistakes. Somebody probably fed them the wrong calculations, the person who made the house, and gave them the whole different HVAC system that they didn't even need. You know, it's a common mistake. It happens. So let's just check that our system is the right size for our ductwork that we have. Your duct lines that are set up. You want to make sure all of that is in line and correct size, because that could be a big factor into why it doesn't feel like it's efficiently cooling the whole space, because you might have a too small unit or you might have a too big of a unit that's just overriding, too big for the space itself. So check that out. If you can't figure it out, you can usually check it out through the model number. Type in the model number. It should tell Google that. It should tell you the size of the model. If you can't figure it out, just get an HVAC technician or somebody that you know that knows about HVAC, and they can figure it out for you. Another thing to look forward to, another thing to look at is your ductwork. Speaking of ductwork, always make sure it's the right size. Same thing as your HVAC system. Make sure it's the same size. Make sure it's compatible ductwork with your HVAC system. Because contractors, yes, they will get the little calculations. Again, it might be wrong calculations they might be given. Let's say they do give them the right calculations. They still don't account for the altitude. They don't account for that when they build your house. So it could be a lot of times that your area, might be high altitudes like Denver, Utah. They just don't account for that type of stuff. So a lot of times, in places like that, in those type of regions where you have mountains, you need to have your the capacity of your ductwork reduced by 20% to 30%. So it just varies where your location at, where you reside at, and also, but a lot of times too, depending on how big your area is, the property, whether it's a building or a house, you need to make sure that it's the same size compatible with your HVAC system. If not, it's not going to work. Another thing to check out is your heat strips. So if your heat strips are turning on while your AC is cooling, obviously it's going to cancel out. A lot of times it's so hard to tell because your temperature always fluctuates. It gets real close to that temperature you have it set on your thermostat, but it just doesn't get there. And the main reason is because of that. Heating is pushing the cool out, heating the cool, and it's just canceling out. But again, check out the smaller things first. Get in tune with your HVAC system. Get to knowing what size it is supposed to. Check your air filter. Make sure your coils are clean. Make sure all your airflow is correctly correct so it can vent out through your vents. So make sure your vents are open. Again, just check out all the things that we mentioned in this video before you check out those heat strips. But again, if you're trained and you have multimeters, you can check out the amps on your heat strips and see if if it's running correctly. The Handyman here, and I hope this all this information can help you guys have a cooler summer. I hope that it can keep some money in your pocket because, Lord, those heating strips can make that electricity bill go all the way up. And in this economy, whew, I know you guys are tired of spending money. So I hope I can help you guys with this video. And again, see you guys later. Bye. My face and I'm still on my feet to the top. In my hands on my face and I'm still on my feet to the top.